Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Mary and I give you guys an extra warm welcome. I would love it if you grabbed a snack, stayed for a while and click the subscribe button. I would love to have you. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you more than you know. As you can tell by the title of the video, my new Natasha Denona Pastel Palette finally came in. For some reason, this took forever to come in. And I will go more into detail as we get more into this video. But if you would like to see what my thoughts are on pastel shades, then just go ahead and keep on watching. Alright guys, so the unicorn does match the palette itself, which is nice. This has a 24-month shelf life and it was made in Italy. You can purchase the palette at Natasha Denona's website or at Sephora. I personally purchased it through the Natasha Denona website. She always does the pre-order or pre-sales, and typically you get your palette before everybody else does if you were to buy it on the actual launch date. For some reason, this took forever to get to me. I'm not sure if, I don't know why. I purchased this on the day that the pre-sale went live, which was on March 7th, and it did not ship out to me until March 11th. It got in today, which is March the 15th. So that is about a week for it to get to me, and I ordered pre-sale and I did have to pay for shipping. I paid $15 for shipping. Usually if you spend $50 or more, she offers free shipping, but I don't know why, for whatever reason, when I purchased this palette, that option was not available. So I either had to pay for FedEx 2 to 3 days shipping, which was the $15 I paid, or to overnight it, and I don't remember how much that was. So my total ended up being $80 for this meaty palette. So yeah, enough of that. It is a meaty palette, like I mentioned a minute ago. So she has the $125 palette, which is the regular size. She has the mini, which is $25, and this is what lands right in between. So let's look at this beauty here. Here is the palette itself. So it is pastel shades. Definitely not shades that a lot of people wear on a daily basis. I for sure don't. It's pretty. It is super pretty. I do like the colors. I think they are very beautiful. And if you're like me, I don't have too many shades of these in my collection, but I do have some. Which brings me to the good news about this review. Unfortunately, I won't actually be reviewing this new Natasha Denona Pastel Palette, because instead what I'm going to do is I am going to create a look that I would be able to create with these shades with other palettes that I own in my collection. And I'm going to give away this new pastel palette by Natasha Denona to one of my lucky subscribers. I know, crazy, right? I have a Natasha Denona palette here and I'm not even going to keep it for myself. The main reason for that is because I do have some shades in my collection that I can create an eye look that looks similar to the one that I can create with this palette. And I'd rather pick one of you guys to win it, just in case, say you have never owned anything from Natasha Denona, or say you really wanted this palette, but for some reason you couldn't afford it. I'd rather bless one of you guys with a brand new Natasha Denona palette. So let's go ahead and get started on this eye look. And at the end of this video, I will give you the details on how you can enter to win this palette. All right, let me get you guys in a tiny bit closer. Okay, and the two eyeshadow palettes that I'll be using instead of the Natasha Denona is the Candy Skies by Laura Lee Los Angeles. Here is what it looks like. So definitely lots of pastel colors. It smells amazing. It literally smells like cotton candy. And the Beauty Bay and Nikki Tutorials palette. I feel like some of the shimmers in here coincide with what I see, like one or two of them. And I feel like these shimmers are a little bit more poppy than the ones in the Candy Sky that would resemble a tiny bit more the Natasha Denona type of shimmers that she has in these palettes. Why don't we go ahead and get started? I already primed my eyes. I used my MAC paint pot. First shade I'm going to dip into is going to be from the Beauty Bay and Nikki Tutorials palette. And that is in place of Bellini, which is this shade right here. The one in the Nikki Tutorials is a tiny bit darker, but it's okay. I'm sure it should be fine. This is a Morphe M330. I'm going to use this in the outer corner. I know some of you guys are probably thinking that I'm crazy for doing this, but sometimes I just feel like, even though, yes, I am a review channel, that's what I do for this channel. That's essentially my job. But sometimes I feel like I'm purchasing this new makeup, I'm reviewing it, and then it's just sitting there collecting dust. So for this time around, I decided, you know what? Let me just go ahead and bless one of my subscribers. Bless them with this new palette. I have some shades in my collection that look like some of those shades, and let me just see if I can create an eye look that would look like something that I could create with the new Natasha Denona, and then that way if you want to recreate it with the Natasha Denona, you can. But yeah, all right, I'm gonna bring it down here, and I'm probably gonna bring it halfway. Okay, this is what this shade looks like. It's super beautiful. I love it. Okay, now I'm going to dip into Candy Skies by Laura Lee Los Angeles, and I'm going to dip into this pink one right here. And I feel like that one looks a lot like, I think that's Tuli. This corner shade right here. And don't worry, I'm going to wipe this down to make sure it's nice and sanitized before I ship it out. This is a Refer number 14, and I'm actually going to use this to deepen up the outer corner of this shade. And don't you worry, I am going to link some reviews of this palette down below of some of the YouTubers that I watch, and I do trust with their judgment and when they review products, in case you want to know about the palette. But I don't know, this is just something I felt like doing, so I'm doing it. Okay, now I'm going to go back into the Beauty Bay and Nikki Tutorials, and I'm going to jump into Plot Twist, which is like a sky blue, and that's in place of Airy, this one right here. The one from the Nikki Tutorials definitely looks a tiny bit lighter, but it's okay. Let's see if we can make it work. This is an Alamar Cosmetics. It's like a fluffy flat brush, and I'm going to actually stamp first. Since it's a very light shade, blending is just going to make it blend away. But that's looking decent. And if you're losing that other color, it's okay. Just go back and add some more. That's usually what I do off of camera. If another shade that I used previously is kind of fading away, I go back and touch it up. And I think I'm going to put this on the lower lash line as well. Okay, this is what we got. It's kind of reminding me of Red, White, and Blue, just a tiny bit. But it's okay. Now I'm going to jump in to this shade right here, which is from the Laura Lee Los Angeles Candy Skies palette. And that's going to be in place of Mint Frost, that one right there. Not the exact shade, definitely not the exact formulation, but I feel like the shade is pretty close, you know? This is going to go in the inner corner, right next to that blue. And don't you worry, we're not done. That looks pretty. All right, and last but not least, I'm going to jump in to Pride from the Nikki Tutorials and Beauty Bay, and that's going to be in the place of Dainty right here. So I have a feeling that they're going to have the same kind of sparkle. This is a Refer 02. It's like a flat, fluffy brush. Hopefully it picks this shade up Okay, this one's a pretty shimmery shade in the Beauty Bay and Nikki Tutorials. And this is going to go right in the inner corner, but I am going to bring it a tiny bit into that minty shade. And I'm going to also add it in the lower lash line. Alright guys, this is what the eye look looks like before mascara and lashes and all the other good stuff. So let me finish that off real quick off camera and I will be back. Alright guys, and this is what the final eye look looks like. I think once you add the lashes, the mascara and everything else, it kind of just all comes together. For the waterline, I went in to this LA Girl eyeliner. It's one of their neon eyeliners from the Shockwave collection in Fresh. The lashes are the Bright Lashes. It's one of the half lash styles that she has in Flare. And for the lips, I went in with one of Natasha Denona's new lipsticks in Daphne. I think it's a beautiful color and I feel it goes pretty well with the eye look. I am super happy how this eye look turned out. For the brow bone, I did use my highlight. I didn't want to use any of the shades in the palettes. Okay, so let me scoot on out, talk to you guys real quick and let you know how you can enter to win this beautiful eyeshadow palette. Alright guys, so I obviously can't show you swatches because one of you guys is going to win this palette, but I honestly just wanted to show you guys that I had other pastel style palettes in my collection that I used to either recreate or create a similar eye look that I could create with the new Natasha Denona Pastel Palette. Even though I love Natasha Denona and her formula is seriously so beautiful and probably on my top 5 luxury brand eyeshadow palette formulas, I just felt wasteful with purchasing it, reviewing it, and then having it just sit in my collection. And it's only because pastel colors are shades that I don't use too often. I mean, I reviewed this palette and I think I did a quickie eye look video with it, and that was the last time I used this palette. Same with the Beauty Bay and Nikki Tutorials palette. I think I reviewed it. I don't even know if I did a quickie eye look, and that is the last time I touched it. So I didn't want that to happen. And I just felt better about myself if I purchased this palette, created a similar eye look that I can get with it with what I do have in my collection, and just bless one of you guys with this new eyeshadow palette. So I hope some of you guys aren't too upset that I'm not actually reviewing this palette, but it's a review video. It's just, this is what I felt right in my heart to do. So please forgive me. All right, so what do you have to do to win this beautiful Natasha Denona Pastel Palette? You have to make sure to like this video. You have to make sure to be subscribed to my channel. So if you're not already a subscriber, go ahead and click that subscribe button and then click the bell. After you do that, I want you to head on over to my Instagram. I'll put my handle somewhere on the screen, and follow me on my makeup page. Once you have done that, I want you to come back here and let me know what is the one Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette that you have always wanted to own but don't have in your collection. For me, I would say it would be the Biba palette. It is just such a beautiful neutral palette, and it's a palette that I could see myself using almost every single day. So make sure to follow those 3 steps and comment down below. I will pick a winner 1 week from today. This is 18 and over and it's US only. Shipping internationally right now would just cost a tiny bit more than I would like. And since I am not actually making any revenue off of this channel just yet, hopefully, you know, if we keep this channel growing, that will change. But for now, it's US only. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and the eye look I created. I had a lot of fun playing around with these tones that I normally don't play around with. I definitely do feel like it's harder for me to think of eye looks to create when it comes to pastel tones, but I still had a lot of fun creating this eye look, and I feel like it came out very beautiful. So I'm super excited to see who wins this palette, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. Okay, that is it. That concludes this video. With that being said, I would love it if you gave this video a big thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it, and you would definitely help me out in the algorithm of hopefully bringing some new and fresh eyes to my channel. And if you haven't done so already, I would love it if you joined my small YouTube family by clicking the subscribe button. I would love to have you. All right, guys, I will see you on the next video.